Oh, come on. Where's my... Oh, there it is. Okay. Hi. I am so late, and I am so sorry. But it has already been such a morning. And it's hysterical, but it's also not. It's one of those mornings where you feel like if it wouldn't make me cry, I might start laughing kind of thing. Not bad. That's not the right way to describe it. It's not a bad morning. It's just a lot of comical mishaps and silly things that just keep popping up and stopping me from doing my things. And oh my goodness. So, I get over here. I got my coffee. I hope y'all have your go-go juice, whatever that be for the day. Coffee, tea, soda, water. Probably need water. This is probably where the responsible me should be like, make sure you're drinking your water. But the other me that has ADHD and problems with self-care and 2 kids is like, give me the coffee. Because I was tired. Okay. Trying to set up my light so I can sit down and be ready. And I'm just talking in the meantime because someone is bound to pop in eventually. And you replay warriors don't want to sit here. Well, you probably don't want to sit here and listen to me ramble incoherently either. But you also don't want to sit here and watch me stare at the camera or stare at my phone, rather, for 2 minutes waiting for people to come in. So there's that. I got you there. Okay, here we go. Aha! I am set up. Look at that. And share the link into my group, and we will get the party started. I wish there was a way to share the link first. You know what I mean? Like grab the link, and then that way I wouldn't feel like I was talking incoherently to myself for 3 minutes. Copy link. Here we go. I hope you are having a great day. Woo-hoo! That's not what I wanted to okay, here we go. Oops, there. It's taking a minute. Here we go. Okay. Now, we're 4 minutes in. Alex, good morning, Alex. I'm so late today. I'm so sorry. I debated canceling today, and then I was like, no, I'll go live. It has been a series of comical delays. Is that a thing? Today has been that thing. Whew. Cheyenne! Hello, Cheyenne. Thought it was okay. I thought I missed something yesterday. No. Today has just been... So, first, like, I went, I brought the kids to school. That was fine. But then I got home, and I saw that they didn't bring their backpacks, which normally I'm like, okay, well, whatever, the backpack is home then. That's not what I wanted to do. But this time their library books were in their backpacks, and I don't want to pay for their library books. So I was like, so I brought their backpacks back to the school. Then I got home again, and I saw that they had not taken their medication. It was still sitting on the counter, and they did not grab their snacks. So I had to walk their medication and their snacks down to the school. So yay. And then I got home and I was like, I have so much time. I'm going to take a shower. Took you for breakfast, lunch, and haircut. Oh, yay. So then I get home, I eat breakfast, and I'm like, I'm going to take a shower. Like, I'm going to take a shower. At first, I couldn't get into the bathroom because my kid had locked the door from the inside. So I ended up having to break in using a kitchen knife. Okay, that didn't actually take too long. But then after I broke in, like somehow the bath mat had gotten all scrunched up next to the door. So I had to like bang the door in little by little to push the mat back far enough that I could reach my hand around to pull it out so I could actually open the door. So that was fun. And then there was a puddle on the floor from where they were brushing their teeth. I'm going to ask them about that later. But so I had to pick that up. So then I started the shower and I happened to look up at my little caddy and my shampoo and conditioner was missing. So I was like, oh, that's right. I bought a new pair, but they're downstairs. And I always, like, when I'm out, I have to grab the bottles from the shower and bring them down. So that's why it was empty, to remind me to buy some. So anyway, so come all the way downstairs, find the 2 bottles, and then the cats are like tripping me all the way. Meow, meow, because they had already eaten their food and they wanted more food. Okay, so then I go all the way back upstairs. Now, the shampoo that I've been using for the past like 2 or 3 years is that Biotin Color Last, which comes in these like gigantic bottles, right? So anyway, so I get upstairs, I get back in the shower, and then this time I'm actually able to like step into the shower. So things are going swimmingly at that point. Hot water's coming down, and I'm like, woohoo, all right, I can get caught back up, right? I go to shampoo my hair. Like, I wash my face, I go to shampoo my hair, and nothing's coming out. And I was like, what the heck? Like, this is new. What did I do? And I'm like checking the little nozzle, and it's not clogged. And I'm like, what did I do? And then I'm like, wait, is this like ketchup? So I take off the top, and sure enough, there's this freaking seal. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm trying to pull the seal off the shampoo. But of course I can't because I'm in the shower and everything's wet, including myself. So I'm just fighting. So then I end up taking the nozzle of my facial cleanser. So I end up taking that, and I'm trying to like lock it down so I don't accidentally squirt facial cleanser into my shampoo, and I'm trying to like shove that in because who carries knives in the shower? And then I had to do that again with the conditioner because that was also sealed. And then just like I got out of the shower after all of that, I got out of the shower and I was like, okay. And then I checked my watch and it said 10:12. Right now it says 10:30. And I was like, did it really take me that long? Like, it couldn't, well, I guess it could have, right? Because there was a lot of back and forth. So then I was like, okay, well, it said it was 10:10, and I was like, I'm just going to have to cancel the live. Like, I was going to just go late, but I'm going to have to cancel. Like, if I go live now, I've only got like 10 minutes before I'll have to get back off again. So I came downstairs to cancel, and my phone said, no, it's only 9:10. And I was like, oh, okay, so I got to reset my watch. I have not set my watch. Apparently, I have not set my watch since Daylight savings time. So anyway, that was my morning. Just things you expect out of a sitcom. That was a month ago. That's how often I look at my watch for the time. Like, I use my watch for a lot of stuff, just not time. I am ridiculous. Well, plus it's a smartwatch. Like, I just assumed it would sync up with my phone. That's how I set it in the first place. But no, apparently that part is not automatic. I have to like go into the app to do the thing. So, yeah. Anyway, I have been resting and writing up character profiles for the emails. Eee! Did you see the framework that I shared into the Word group? I'm going to record a little video that shows you how to, I think y'all are smart enough. I mean, I know y'all are smart enough to like figure it out. And I think it's pretty easy to like put it together, but I'm going to record a quick video for y'all too. I don't have a watch. That's not even a clock in my house. I have to look at my phone or ask Alexa. I wish I could say this is why I'm always late, but it's not. We'll pretend that it is. We'll pretend that the clock bandit stole your time. Have you turned your watch off and back on? It may sync it. Yeah, I did. Actually, I did. But no, it didn't sync it. I have to go through the app to do that. And I just haven't done that yet because as soon as I realized that it was 9:10 and not 10:10, I was like, oh, well, let me hurry up and, make my hair not drip anymore and get some clothes on and make coffee and get live. Question is about the email topics. I can't remember all the email topics. What are the topics? Okay, so do you mean like the main themes? So the main themes are like talk about your characters, talk about your setting / theme, talk about your readers, talk about you, your life, I don't mean like divulging your deep, dark secrets, right? But like, I discovered I wanted to be an author when, or my favorite author growing up was, or, I just read this book that, or, whatever. But like talking about you and how it relates to your book, how it relates to your career as an author, how it relates to your journey publishing and whatnot. I do not mean you have to go telling everyone about your kids, okay? Every time I say talk about your life, everyone goes, well, I don't want to talk about my kids. Well, great, don't, but talk about your life. Characters, setting, readers, self. What am I forgetting? Oh, plot. Plot's a good one. Good morning, Sabrina. I cannot remember. Okay, benefits, blah, blah, blah. Characters, setting, yourself, readers, life in general. So yeah, plot, life in general, and then eventually the promotion. I can't find my notes, but I remember there was a whiteboard involved. There was a whiteboard involved. That's right. That's right. We also talked about it a little bit. If you go into the Word group, and actually, I mean, this is kind of separate, but also not. If you go into the Word group, Look for that document that I shared yesterday in there. We talked about it in office hours yesterday. If you're not in Word, I'm sorry. But we talked about it in office hours, and it goes over those same themes. Why I wanted to be an author / my life, writing updates, setting theme, characters, similar books, new releases, top lists, book promotion itself, and readers. Is like 12 core themes, and then coming up with things for each of those. Yesterday was a good office hours. Date day with hubby. Totally get it. Hubby and dates are way more important than I am. Totally get it. We can always go over it again later. And for anyone wondering, it's based on, so there's a social marketing strategist who's amazing, Rachel Peterson. I've been talking about how much I love Rachel Peterson for years. Anyway, she does for social media managers and her clients what's called the viral framework. I adapted that for authors. This is why I'm doing character profiles. Nice. Character profiles are awesome. Oh, that was the other thing. Piper has been wanting to be more and more independent. Awesome. And part of the way that she's showing her independence is to take her own showers without me having to like turn on the water, test anything, or whatnot. It's fine. She's old enough for that, right? That was always more of a me thing than a her thing. That was always me not wanting my baby to grow up. Way more than it was like, I can't trust her in the bathroom. But I can't trust that girl in the bathroom because, oh my God, that was like one of the first things that was wrong when I went into the bathroom, besides all the puddles and everything, which could be both kids. But I go up there and I know she took her shower last night. And as I'm turning on the shower itself, she had turned the shower head all the way around, which turned on the massager, and not like, so like water was not coming out. It was like being thrown out. And then like she had taken the neck and like gone up like that. So it was like being thrown out at an arc. Should have done this while I wrote the dang books. Yeah, but that's okay. Character profiles, like as soon as when I was a pantser, as a planner, depends on how much planning I'm actually doing for the book itself and how much of that planning includes the characters. But typically it's at least the main characters. But when I was pantsing, or for any characters that I come up with on the fly, as soon as, you get to the point where like after they're there for more than a page, they need a name. But once you name them, you have to keep them. So as soon as I came up with a name and was finished with that writing session, never interrupt your writing session for this. But then it, after the writing session, then it became, I got to work out their profile. I got to figure out who they are. And it didn't matter to me if they're only going to be in there for 2 chapters, no chapters, or whatnot. Now that they had a name, they had to have a profile. They had to have a whole backstory. I had to know who they were just in case they were going to come flying in unexpectedly later. Kimmy, good morning, Kimmy. Had a lot of ads pop up. Really? Oh, I'm sorry. It's because I turned on monetization for these because, yay, I'm monetized. But I didn't realize how many ads they would show. I'm sorry. Do you want me to turn off the monetization? I don't know if that'll stop the ads. I have heard that they still place ads on non-monetized videos They just don't pay the creator in those cases for the ad views. So I don't know if I turn it off if that'll actually stop the ads or not. But I'll turn it off if you ask me to. We can always experiment. I keep getting Catholic confession ads. Oh no! I guess that is one downside of having moved to YouTube. I still think being on YouTube is better overall. Apparently there is an app for everything, right? Everything. And you're saying apparently, well, no, not quite. You just need to confess, okay? No one's actually calling you a Satanist. They're just saying you do a lot of sin that you could be. Character is uploaded. Liam Neeson does a great job on the commercial, though. Character art is uploaded. Art! Yay! Character profiles have been fun to make. I think they're a blast. I was able to meet with my alpha readers this weekend and good reviews so far. Nice! That's awesome! How was their feedback? Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? Has it been super helpful? I presume, because you said good. My watch is yelling at me to move it. One likes how I structure chapter 1, and the other likes the characters and their personality and how different they are. Nice, nice, nice. Yee! Feels good to know I did something good. Aw, Sabrina. Yes, you did. One did make the suggestion to make the book into a trilogy because of how big it is. Ooh. I'm going to do a Criminal Minds type board with all my characters. Oh, that sounds good. How do you think about splitting your book, your 2 books up into 3? Trilogies are great, yep. Solace Prince was 1, but 240,000 words. Part 2 is over 600 pages without edits. Oh no, I know your book is just immense. Like, I know that. I know that, but how do you feel about splitting it up? Not just do you agree with it should be. That's a lot of work involved because now you still have to make each one work within a longer story, but also standalone. Could work. Then the rest of the series could be a different series name. Book 1 is an intro and can be on its own. All right. I don't think I'm supposed to use this during the day, but I got it in an Ipsy bag. I don't know when. Lavender Moon Bedtime Lip Treatment. But I like it during the day too, so I rarely remember to bring it upstairs, but it's always on my desk, so I just end up using it all day. Maybe that's why I'm always tired. You love lavender? Prefer to keep it all in one, but I'm trying to keep my mind open. There's like 5 minutes between Solace 1 and Solace 2. Well, Sabrina, okay, so here's how you can help make the decision. As far as like, you're not against it, but you'd rather not, but kind of thing. So to start off, remember how we talked about before about plotting out a series? Did I lose my... Okay. I was like, hey. Okay. Remember how we talked before about plotting out a series? And, okay. Well, this one... Okay, this one's easier. The other side of my whiteboard is all dry. And so I have to, like really dry. And I don't know what I did. But anyway, it's not erasing very easily. I have to like scrub it, which is fine, but I don't want to do that while I'm live. Anyway, grab yourself a whiteboard of world domination. You have your plot points, right? You have do you have your plot points for all, like the entire book? You must, right? Because you wrote the whole book. So start by putting the major plot points in a list, however many there are. But put the major plot points in a list, working your way down. Then what you're going to do is on another piece of paper or on your own whiteboard of world domination, you're going to put together your 3 columns, and then you're going to list out, plot point 1, plot point 2, plot point 3, plot point 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever, however many there are, all the way until you have them all divided relatively evenly into the 3 columns. It doesn't have to be exactly even, but somewhere close by, right? So then the idea is, if you're going, once you have that, you're going to look at whatever this final plot point is here. And what you have to do at that point is figure out, how do you make that the end of the book but like a hook to get them into the next book. It has to provide a satisfactory closure to this book, right? It doesn't have to end the story, but it needs to provide the reader with a satisfactory enough ending to that story while still giving the impression that there's more to come so that they will be hooked into the next story, right? Figure that out, then figure it out again for here. Or no, I'm sorry, then start the hook here. How do you start this in a way that anyone new who's coming in can just pick up there and you don't have to worry about the people who didn't get book one? So how do you do this, but you also don't want to just repeat everything in book one, because the people who did read book one, they're not going to like that, right? So you can't do like a whole expository thing either. But how do you start this off to be both a standalone and a continuation? And then how do you turn this into a satisfactory closure of this while also letting people know that a new one is coming? And then same thing on book 3. How do you turn that into a standalone book? And however much work goes into that. So you get all 3 done. That'll tell you how much work you have to put in to making this a whole trilogy, and whether or not you can even do it, and or how to move things around to make it possible to be done. Because sometimes what you might discover is that as you're going through this, you can do it, but you have to take out a big chunk, or you have to move a big chunk out of what would have been 2 and like flip it so that it becomes like 2.3 or whatever. And book 3 holds some of the stuff from book 2 or whatever, like flipping things around just because all of a sudden what might have been a flashback doesn't need to be a flashback anymore, and just moving things around and stuff like that. So, and then you go, can I do all this? Can I figure this? You know, I mean, yes, you can figure it out. You're smart enough. But can I do all this? Do I want to do all this? Like, what would it take for me to do all of this? And then you can decide from there. Plus, you'll have a nice visual representation that'll tell you whether or not you believe it'll be more compelling. Because the only thing I don't agree with, I love series. Everyone loves a good series. What I don't agree with is cutting something in half and turning it into a series just because it's long. Like, that's the one thing because there are people who will read the long book. Yes, there are some people who would be turned off by a long book, but there are people who will read a long book. And so why would you necessarily, like, that's the only thing I don't like. But there are plenty of other reasons why you could cut something into a series, and you just got to figure out, does it make it better for the story to be told this way instead of all in one? And if the answer is yes, well, now you got a plan to do it. I just said I wasn't going to do all this while I was live, and then I totally did it. Everyone got kidnapped and my hero is on his way. Okay. Part 2 picks up after that. Recap episode bad. I mean, ish. You're going to have to do a little bit of recap, obviously, especially if it's information that someone needs to know in order for book 2 to make sense. Because if 0 recap means the book won't make any sense, then you got to find a creative way of putting it in there. Without it being like, you know, the prologue being a recap of chapter of the previous book or something. But yeah, because you have to assume, because they will, you have to assume people are going to find book 2 who have never heard of book 1. And what you want is for them to pick up book 2 and be able to follow along and then go, oh, there's another book before this, and want to go and read that book. Not go, the hell is going on? I don't understand any of this, because they're not going to go looking for book 1 at that point. You know what I mean? Mirror chapter 1 with the ending. Piers Morgan did a great job. Because I am planning for more books after this one, but I could make mini-series of the whole series. I will have it number just for that reason. I hate that reading along and then go. Finding out. See, I don't mind. If it's done well, I don't mind at all. I find it's kind of like a treat. Because, like, if I'm reading a book and I'm really into it, and I'm following along, obviously, but I'm really into it, and then I find out that it's a second book in a series, that makes me go get the first one. Because then I'm like, oh, wow, what happened before this? But if I got lost because I can't figure out what's going on in that book because there was a lot of key information that I am not privy to because it was in a different book and it wasn't handled very well, and then I find out it's book 2, then I can't go into book 1. You know what I mean? It's like, at that point, I'm turned off already. Picking up book 4 because it sounds good and then find out it's the 4th book and there is no number to warn me about it. Again, it's a thought. I do want to keep Trad Publishing and they might want to keep it together or separate. Yeah. So if you want to go Trad Publishing, you gotta start working on your book proposal too. They're not going to choose for you whether or not to split it. They won't choose for you. You'll just either be pitching a book or you'll be pitching a series. So you still got to make that decision. Good morning, Laura. Well, that's half true. There are times when a trad publisher might say, we think that this will work better as a series. What do you think? But typically that's with an already well-established author, not so much a new author. You know what I mean? More pressure. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'll tell you this. A series is easier to sell. Yeah. I mean, there are pros and cons. There's always pros and cons, right? Pros and cons with everything. The con side of a series is if book 1 doesn't do well, book 2 can get dropped. So you have to make sure as the author that people are buying book 1, because readers don't like to buy a single book in a series that they know is going to be a series. They like to wait until the whole series is out so they can buy everything at once. They do not like, and I get it, and I'm that way too. Like, if I know something is a series, I wait. The only reason I bought Jessica Cage's 3 Sirens books because I thought the series was done, and I was like, I'll buy all 3 of these. And then I found out a year later that book 4 was coming out. I was like, oh, like I would have waited. They like to buy it all at once, but by buying it all at once, they basically flush book 1 down the toilet. If you can't get book 1 to sell, there is a chance that the rest of the books will get dropped. That said, a series is easier to sell. Most agents and most editors prefer series because They want the next great author. They're not after the next great book. They're after the next great author. They want, they love those long-term contracts and those long relationships where you're both making money together. So a series kind of guarantees that if book one does well, they're well on their way. They're going to have a hit on their hands. I'll make the decision once all 3 are done with edits. My phone is messed up, so I am sharing my laptop with the kids, so I'll be hopping in and out until my phone gets fixed. So far, positive remarks. People seem interested in it, and those who read it like chapter 1. One reader's in love with a character starting. This is my husband, do not kill him. No one is safe from the hands of death. So I think it will be good. I think so too. I think your only battle right now, Sabrina, is the length. Can you make it the length that it needs to be without sacrificing any part that you put in, and or losing your readers, basically. Like, and yes, that one is planned to die. Nice. But, and actually it's not even length, it's your indecision about the length. That's your only struggle, is the indecision about the length. Once you make up your mind, it's going to be great either way. That's where I run into problems. People love the characters and the stories, but I don't know anything about the characters. Chapter 2 is being sacrificed. You can keep it together, even if it's long, because here's the thing. No one advertises the length of a book unless it's short. You never hear anyone else talking about how long, or you never, like, when you go and you find out about a new book release, no one's out there promoting the length of the book. No one's out there going, this is 900 pages of. No one promotes a long book. They promote the story, they promote the book, and readers go and buy it. There are some readers who might head into Barnes & Noble, see a book like this, and be like, I don't know, I really wanted to, but that seems really big. In which case, so what? If they don't buy it, they don't buy it. Who cares? Plenty of other people are going to buy it, even if it's this thick. No one promotes, no one markets, no one talks about the length of a book. The only time they do is when it's really short. When they say this is a quick read, you'll be able to read this whole story in 5 minutes. That's the only time. Even on Kindle, no one promotes how long the book is. Your task, your job is just to make sure that once someone is reading, they want to keep reading. So that wherever they end, they want to keep going. That's it. Doesn't matter how long it is after that. You just have to make sure that you've got micro cliffhangers in there, that you've got good transitions in there, that you've got hooks at the beginning, like really good hooks at the beginning of your chapters and things like that, that keep people reading, keep them engaged. That's it. I have a lot of spider-like bed guys. I hate spiders. Fun fact, there is a cabinet in my kitchen that I have not opened for 8.5 months, I think. I have not opened it at all. If there is something in there I need, I figure out a different workaround and use something else somewhere else. Because the last time I opened it, like 8.5 months ago or whatever, there was a big spider sitting in one of the ramekins. And now, obviously, because, and I just closed the cabinet door and I've never opened it again. And I know rationally that there is a good chance that spider is not there anymore, that it has found another home and it is somewhere else. But in my mind, as long as it's like Schrodinger's spider, as long as I don't open that door and look and confirm, there is every chance that that spider is just reading the newspaper, sitting in there by itself, hanging out. You feel better. They all like chapter 1. Really, really liked. Good. Yay. No, you're not going to try to convince me that spiders are good, because no. Spiders are great when they're outside and I don't see them. Good for the environment. Out there, I don't need them. I don't, no. You just woke up. Good morning. All right, y'all. I have to run. And since y'all just want to talk spiders anyway, that's my cue. No, but seriously, I do have to run. All right, y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. I hope you're having an amazing day. Go get all the words written, and I will talk to you tomorrow, okay?